Abdulatif, kindly, very good. Now, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name remains the same. I'm Mr. Dixon Ouma. And before I go further, kindly, all of you, I want you to make use of the public chat and all of you to confirm within 30 seconds that you can hear me wherever you are. Confirm you can hear me. There's a public chat icon on the top left. Just before the writing live class session, that is the public chat, all of you to confirm that you can hear me. Merci beaucoup. Donc, j'aimerais bien prendre cette occasion de vous accueillir pour le cours d'aujourd'hui. Comme je vous ai dit, moi je m'appelle Monsieur Dixon Ouma. Now, please, I want to make As I said, first, I would like to welcome you to this session. And I'm sorry for last week, things didn't work out, but at least we did something. So for those who have forgotten my name, I'm Dixon Ouma, your French lecturer. So basically today, I'm going to take you through quite a number of things, which is the course outline. I believe all of you have. And again, I will try to help us remind ourselves of what we studied last semester, and then we shall connect with what we are supposed to cover today as far as the course outline is concerned. So I will share my webcam so that those who have forgotten my face can remember. So d'abord, bienvenue pour le cours d'aujourd'hui. Comme je vous expliquais, moi je m'appelle Monsieur Dixon Ouma, votre professeur de français. Alors, je vais faire un parcours tout de suite à propos de ce qu'on doit apprendre ce semestre. Ça veut dire le programme de cours, course outline. So I'm sure there are a number of things are posted on the portal. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have gotten the opportunity to go through all that. And including the video I recorded as far as our first lesson is concerned. And I'll be asking you a number of questions as we go, as we move along. So you have the course outline with you, and I don't really want to waste a lot of time on that. So please, it is a clear explanation of what is entailed there. So please take your time, go through the course outline, but I just really want to make a quick remark on the same. And just remind you, please make sure you attend the classes, because this is just like any other normal class, and I don't expect you to miss any class. As I always say, that a foreign language, it is something that you will never study on your own. You should be in a class as I take you through. In case there's something you don't understand, it is your right to ask. So basically, the course outline, now this is a combination of DHM and DTM. The course code is DHM 201. DTM is DTM 201. French language 3. Of course, that is a diploma in hospitality management and diploma in tourism management. We say in French, le diplôme. Kindly mute your mic, please. If you join class now, mute your mic. Diplôme en hospitalité, gestion hôtelière et diplôme en tourisme. Now, I just want to remind you that first week we were supposed to talk about le verb pronominal, that is pronominal verbs, reflexive verbs, that is what we are going to do today. Then parts of the body, again with the verb to have and the verb to be. Second week, we are supposed to talk about passé composé, which is a very wide topic. And we will really now, this is what I want us to do. Please, if you are joining class, join the class when you are mute, kindly. So I was making a point that passé composé is a very wide topic, and we'll really take some good time there. Passé composé, what does it entail? Formation with the verb avoir, the verb être, etc. Third week, Still, we're going to talk about passé composé. Fourth week, le verb, les adverbs, formation of adverbs. Remember, the adverbs are classified in different categories. We have got adverbs of time, adverbs of manner, adverbs of places, etc. Adverbs of intensity. So we look at that. Then fifth week, of course, we still continue with that. Then you're supposed to do your first assignment. Remember, this is the third week. Sixth week, l'expression de loisir. How do you express your leisure? Meaning what you like, what you don't like, your hobbies. We'll talk about that. Again, of course, expression of weather is under that same week. Week 7, you're supposed to do your first cut. Of course, that is online. Week 8, moyen de transport, means of transport. And again, we'll talk about another tense, that is l'imperative. Imperative tense, a tense used to give order, to advise, or to warn someone. Then week 9, we are supposed to talk about again another tense we call l'imparfait, imperfect tense. What you call in English the past continuous tense. Then week 10, that is the second cut, le control, deuxième control. Then thereafter we are done, revision. So that is as far as the course outline is concerned. Just a small bit of it, but you have everything at your disposal. I hope you've taken your time to go through the same. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a summary of what we did last semester. I hope you have a pen, you have a book, and you are taking notes. So, good students as you've been. Now, as far as this language is concerned, basically, I just want to dwell on verbs. Verbs, and remember, we say that verbs are classified in 3 groups. Verbs are classified in 3 groups, and when you talk about classification of verbs, it is very, very important because, as I told you, I always like repeating that statement that for you to master French, for you to try to speak French, the most important thing is mastering the verb. So, today's class, I want to remind you about the verb. So, I'm going to call upon your name, then you just answer me. So, Alice Njeu, you've joined with listening only. I don't know if you can speak, and I appreciate that. Now, there is Lillian Odur. Can you unmute your mic kindly? Lillian Odur, unmute yourself. It's taking time. Kindly make sure where you are is conducive for you to learn. Lillian, kindly make sure wherever you are is a conducive environment for you to learn. So, until you do that, you can mute yourself. I will mute you. Thank you. Brian Maina. Brian Maina, unmute yourself. Yes, Brian. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oui, ça c'est Monsieur Dixon. Now, I'm talking about verbs. Now, what do you understand by that when I talk about verbs, classification of verbs? Just take us briefly. You have 1 minute to do that. When I talk about verbs, what do you remember about verbs?
So there are first group verbs which mostly end with er.
Very good.
And then when conjugating, mostly you use the terminaison. So, and then there are second group verbs which vary with the endings. Some end with ir. And they are conjugated differently from the first group verbs. And then now there are irregular verbs. The third group.
The third group was very good. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that insight. Now, remember when we started French, I did mention that verbs are classified in 3 groups. So we have got the first group verbs, second group verbs, and indeed third group verbs. So first group verbs are verbs ending in ER. They are regular verbs. That statement is very important. They are regular verbs, and they are also called ER verbs. So we also say that all verbs ending in ER are first group verbs except the verb aller. I repeat myself. All verbs ending in ER are first group verbs except the verb aller. Now, Brian has just talked about that. This is just a summary to help you connect. So please, you will bear with me. I will be sharing with you my board here. I have a board here that we are going to make use of. So please pay attention. And I know you are learning from home. So I remind you, please make sure wherever you are is conducive for learning. Kindly. Now, I want you to see my board. Now, this board I'm going to share with you. So we say that first group verbs, first group verbs. Now, these are verbs ending in ER. They are verbs ending in ER. Now, example, the verb parler. I'm sure you can see what I'm writing. Parler. Parler is to speak. Please kindly mute your mic if you know that wherever you are is a lot of noise. Kindly. Parler is to speak. So this verb is a first group verb. It ends with ER. Remember we said that all verbs ending in ER are first group verbs except the verb, except this verb aller. The verb aller is not a first group verb. So the verb parler is to speak. So we say that we have what we call les terminaisons. Pour conjuguer le verbe de premier groupe, il faut se rappeler du radical, the stem. Radical, meaning the stem of the verb is the verb in its ending without the ER. So the stem of that verb is parle. Parle. To this ending, remember we have what we call the subject pronoun. So we say je, we say je parle. Je parle. So we say, for example, je parle français, je parle. This is the conjugation of this verb in the present. Remember I mentioned we are supposed to talk about passé composé, a very interesting tense. So how will you say I spoke? We'll come to that. But now the origin of that, where we started, the foundation of this language where we started first semester is very, very key. So please try to connect. Je parle, tu, we say, tu parles. Tu parles français. Il, elle, parle. I. Nous parlons. Vous parlez. Il, elle parle. Je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, il, elle parle. Je parle français, tu parles swahili, il parle chinois, Brian parle chinois, Jacqueline parle portugais, nous parlons, vous parlez, il, elle parle. This is the conjugation of the first group verbs. But please note, we say that we have got verbs, first group verbs ending in ER, but before the ER there's letter G. First group verbs ending in CER, but before that is letter C. Please take note of the subject pronoun no. I will not go back to that. You have that in your notes. So please take note of what is happening for the verbs having letter G before the ER in the new form, letter C before the ER in the new form. Again, the first group verbs, we did say that verbs beginning with a vowel, and silent H, the subject pronoun je become J apostrophe. For example, take the verb aimer. So we say, we don't say this. This is wrong. We say j'aime. And again, in spoken French, a sound Z is heard in the plural form. J'aime, tu aimes, il aime, elle aime, nous aimons, not nous aimons. Nous aimons, vous aimez, ils aiment, elles aiment. If you have any question, if you have any concern, please you make use of the public chat. If you don't use the public chat, there's also the private chat. You can inbox me. I will go through the same. I can multitask. So far, any question? Any question? I can't see any message, so it means everyone is okay. Eh? Very good. Now, so that is as far as the first group verbs are concerned. Remember, we said that first group verbs are verbs ending in er, except the verb aller. So why do we say the verb aller? Why do we say the verb aller does not fall under first group? Why do we say so? The verb aller, having the same ending just like first group verbs, aller. So aller is to go, this verb. Now, kindly note this. The person who is muting me, you know, from my end, I can tell, and you see what I will do. Now you are making people who want to learn. So please don't mute me, kindly. Now, I was making a point. I was making a point that the verb aller has the same ending just like the so-called first group verbs, which are regular verbs. They have a common stem. They have a common base. Whatever is changing is just the ending. First person, je, you add e. Second person, you add es. Third person, you add e. Nu, you add ons. Vous, you add ez. Then the final third person plural, you add ent. Very important for you to know that. And a number of things have also added there. Now, why are we saying the verb aller does not fall under first group verb? Yet, it has the same ending, just like the first group verbs. So, we say, je Now, I want to call upon someone to read for me or for us what I've written, and I believe you can see them very well. Any volunteer to unmute himself or herself before I call names? I saw. Any volunteer? Stephen Mary. Stephen Mary has joined with the listening only. So, hey. Okay. Lillian. If at all where you are, there is no noise. If there is no noise, continue muting yourself. Okay. Ndunge Sharon. Sharon, unmute yourself. I have. Very good. Can you read for me? Read for us this.
Je vais.
Very good.
Tu vais.
Tu.
Tu vas.
Tu vas. Tu vas. Tu vas. Uh-huh.
Il va.
Uh-huh.
I can't see the others. Nous allons.
You can. Nous allons. Uh-huh.
Vous allez.
Uh-huh.
Ils vont.
Ils vont. So, Sharon, how would you say I'm going to Nairobi?
Je vais à Nairobi.
Je vais à Nairobi. Très bien. Très bien. Very good. You can clap for yourself. Je vais à Nairobi. So remember, now you can mute yourself. Thank you. Now, you see, the verb aller, we go to places. So I said, this verb is the verb we used to learn even preposition of places like a, AUO, AUX, O, and even the origin. De, A. De is origin, A is destination. So with the city, remember we said we have preposition A plus the city. Like you say, je vais à Nairobi. Je vais à Nairobi avec ma famille. Je vais à Nairobi avec Monsieur Dixon. Nous allons à Nairobi. Les touristes vont à Nairobi ou bien les touristes vont à l'hôtel, etc. So the verb we say, je vais, we say, je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va. Remember here you can also introduce a name, a noun. Like we can say Sharon, elle, Sharon va en France. Brian va à l'hôtel. Nous allons en classe. Vous allez où? Unaenda wapi? Vous allez où? Ils vont, elles vont. Les touristes vont au village. Les touristes vont au parc pour regarder les animaux sauvages. Les touristes vont. Third person plural, vont, ils vont, elles vont. Qui? Les touristes. Les étudiants de ZTEC vont au Parlement. Parlement is parliament. The ZTEC students are going to the parliament, etc. So remember, I said that all verbs ending in er are first group verbs except the verb aller. Now, who can explain to us within 30 seconds why it is justified that the verb aller indeed does not fall in the same group just like the verb parler? Anyone? I saw Esther Muti hapa. Esther? Esther?
Yes.
Now explain what I've said or what I've asked. I've asked her, can you explain to us why the verb aller, based on the conjugation what I was explaining, does not fall under the same category with the verb parler? From the conjugation, that is.
Okay. On the verb parler, the formulation of that conjugation, like parler, it ends with je parle, tu parles, es. It has a formulation.
Exactly.
And nous parlons, ons. Nous parler, ez, and il, elle parle, ent. So it has a kind of formulation that follows the verb. And like verb aller, it is irregular.
It is irregular verb, meaning in simple terms, thank you so much, meaning that it does not have a common base. You see here, if you remove the endings EES, EONS, EZ, ENT, you have a common stem across. Unlike this verb, actually, the only time you can trace the verb aller is in the nu and vu. You can see this verb is totally changing from the first three persons. It's only in the nu and vu where you can trace now that this verb is now can be traced by dropping the endings, then you add er. Unlike the other persons, the verb is totally changing as compared to the verb parler, which is uniform from the first person to the last person. Any question? Waithira, can you mute yourself? You're interfering with class. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is as far as as far as the conjugation of first group verbs are concerned. Please make a note of, in case of any contribution, in case of any clarification, I invite you to make use of the public chat. I told you that I'm doing so many things at the same time. I'll be getting to you. In case you want me to clarify something, Alice, Joe, keep them coming. I can see you are writing. Stephen, Mary, sorry for your mic. It will work in Jesus' name. Now,
Oh, si mimi.
Lillian. Now, before Lillian interfered in my class, I was just saying that the first group verbs, that is all I can say as far as the conjugation of first group verbs are concerned in the present simple tense. Thank you. Second group verbs. Just like Brian took us through when I gave him a chance to address the class, he did say that second group verbs are verbs ending in ER. Second group verbs are verbs ending in ER. And these are things you have in your notes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to help you to connect with what we want to discuss today. So second group verbs are regular, just like the first group verbs. Meaning in French, the first two groups of verbs, that is the ER verbs and IR verbs, they are regular verbs. But remember again to note, we did say that not all verbs ending in IR are second group verbs. We have quite a number of third group verbs having the same ending, just like the second group verbs. But again, remember I told you that for you to avoid that confusion, then the only thing you need to do is to master the second group verbs. So for those who are in a place where there's no noise, now most of you decided to join with listening only, which is okay. But Kelvin Boke, can you unmute yourself and give us an example of a second group verb, kindly? Kelvin Boke, you can, for those who join with listening only, just text. Make use of the public chat. Can you give me the examples of second group verbs? Let's go. Mansura, I'm waiting to see your message. Muli Jacqueline, you can chat. You have two accounts. Muli Jacqueline, you have two different accounts. Moti, unmute yourself kindly. Mwarage, you can give us some verbs. Ndunge Sharon, if you are in a place which is not noisy, you can unmute yourself. Ngumi Duncan, you can unmute yourself. Said Wambui.
Yes.
Give us an example of a second group verb. Oui, je vous écoute, je vous attends. Oui.
Oui.
Le verbe du deuxième groupe, exemple, as you think, Okongo Judith, I'm waiting for your message. I want to see the second group verbs. Hey, there are so many. Okay, I've seen Mansoura said remplir.
Yes, sorry, I'm here. Now, I was looking at the examples you gave. We have I'm going to go through all of them so that I help you understand where you went wrong. So, without mentioning names, Mansura, you are right. Remplir, which means to fill. Moti, Esther, sorry, recevoir is not a second group verb. I must say that. Partir is not a second group verb. Finir, correct. Finir, choisir, correct. Grandir, correct. Devoir, no. Devoir is not a second group verb. Grossir, correct. Obeir, correct. I hope you can hear me clearly now. Huh? I see what is saying that there's noise. I hope you can hear me. Can someone confirm, Brian? Can you hear me clearly? Very good. Now, Bartir, no. Bartir is not a second group verb. Bartir, no. Monsieur has rejected that. Esther, I will answer that question in the due course. Whether I say that I'm not clear, can someone confirm that I'm clear? The problem is on our end. Can someone confirm how clear I am? Moti, Esther, can you unmute yourself and confirm that I'm very clear?
You're not clear.
I'm not clear.
Yes. Your voice is ishish.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Oui, oui.
Now am I clear?
Yes.
Thank you. So Moti, I want to give you this chance. So anytime you hear that I'm not clear, please just unmute yourself so that you can help the rest, so that I don't go too far without each and every one of you getting me clearly. Sawa sawa.
Sawa.
Okay, sawa, merci. Lillian, I hope you can hear me, though you are in a very noisy place, sorry to say. So remember, I started by saying that not all verbs ending in ER are first group verbs, okay? Not all verbs ending in ER are first group verbs, okay? Now, we have the verb remplir. We have the verb, these verbs you've written here. Let me just enlarge my screen so these are the verbs. I don't know whether you can see. There's a lot of lighting coming in, but the verb remplir, finir, choisir, grandir, grossir, obeir. We have the verb like applaudir, to applaud. We have the verb unir. We have the verb, I was expecting you to mention the verb réussir, to succeed, a very important verb. Among many, the verb benir, to bless. Benir, to bless. So these are just examples of the second group verbs. And I just want to draw your attention to the document I gave you. And that document is Doc 2. Remember that document? Talking about the verbs. From the first group out to the third group verbs. I gave you this document, so please always refer to it when we're talking about verbs. Now, these verbs are second group verbs. And we say that not all verbs ending in ER are first group verbs. So please, how do you conjugate these verbs? These verbs are conjugated by adding the following endings to the stem: ES, ES, ET, ESSONS, ESSEZ, then finally ESSENT, where the first three The first three are pronounced the same. E, but here it is ils, ise. I said E, ils, ise, is. The first three are pronounced the same. The last three are pronounced independently. Ils, ise, is. Now, for example, I want to conjugate the verb réussir, to succeed. And then we can do what we're supposed to do today. We have the verb réussir. So we say, je réussis, tu réussis, il, elle réussit, nous réussissons, vous réussissez, il, elle réussissent. So you see how I've conjugated that verb. The verb réussir, to succeed. Je réussis, tu réussis, il réussit, elle réussit, Paul réussit, Esther réussit, nous réussissons, vous réussissez, ils réussissent, elles réussissent. So for example, remember the third person singular and third person plural, I can come up with a noun to replace the pronoun. For example, I can say, just like I've said, Waidera réussit dans ses examens. Les étudiants du tourisme réussissent. L'étudiant réussit. Dixon réussit. Brian réussit. Caroline réussit. Now, how do we say we are going to succeed? Text me. We are going to succeed. Use the public chat. We are going to succeed. We are going to succeed. Yes, agir is a second group verb. Okongo Judith, can you hear me now? Nous allons réussir. Mwarage Mwihaki, très bien. You can clap for yourself. That is very good. That question has been answered. There's someone who need. Can you? Now that question has been answered. Nous allons réussir. Nous allons réussir. That is very good. Now, I want to invite all of you. When you click the public chat, under it there is shared notes. Are we there? Shared notes. So I want all of you to open that. Don't write anything. I'm the one writing. Are we there? Esther Moti.
Yes.
Have you opened the shared note? Have you opened the shared notes?
Yes.
What have I written? Esther, can you? Are you sure?
Yes.
You've not seen anything I've written there? Sharon Dunge. Please, if you know you are in a place, kindly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. I'd shared with you quite a number of stuff on this platform. There's a video, I'm sure most of you have listened to it. Their notes are posted. They even notes in terms of PowerPoint converted to PDF. So I really want us to go through the same now. But before then, we were talking about the classification of verbs. As I've said, verbs are classified in 3 groups. So I've reminded you of the first group verbs, second group verbs, and of course, third group verbs. So third group verbs, just spare me for now. I will talk about that much later on. Now, there's the first topic we are supposed to talk about this semester was the pronominal verbs. So pronominal verbs. So what do you understand by the word pronominal or reflexive? Reflect action. So these verbs simply means they are verbs which are accompanied with a pronoun. And I'm going to explain myself. There's a document you have. Let me just try to trace it so that I take you through it very fast. Then I will go back to the board just to explain that to you again. So pronominal verbs. Now, when we talk about pronominal verbs, they can cut across all the groups, whether first group, second group, or third group. But what is unique about these verbs is that these verbs, they are accompanied with a pronoun, and that pronoun is se, se. So we are told reflexive verb, they talk about you are the subject and again the object, meaning that the action is reflected back. As you're going to see, okay, these verbs, some of them can stand on their own as they are without a pronoun, but again, they can also function with a pronoun. But there are those that cannot function without what? Without the pronoun accompanying. So that's why we call them either reflexive verb or pronominal verb. Just to take you through that document I prepared for you. So we use the reflexive form in French when one does something to oneself. Oneself meaning you are doing something to yourself. Let me just give you a little example. For example, when you say, I wake up, meaning you can wake up yourself or someone can wake you up. So those are two verbs. Someone waking you up, that action comes from the third party, right? But when you wake up yourself, meaning that action, you are doing it to yourself. You can do it to someone at the same time you do it to yourself. Now, when is it pronominal or when is it reflecting? It is only reflecting when you do it to yourself, not to someone. I want to get that clearly. Now, French reflexive verbs meaning reflexive is an adjective. It means reflecting. Now, for those of us who did biology, or I think it's also in reflect action, that is biology. So, you know, when, for example, something, maybe, for example, if you step on something hot or you test something hot, you know, that message is sent to the brain. It is decoded or interpreted, and then now through the nerves, of course, it will tell you to remove what? To remove your hand or your feet, whatever was in contact with that hot object. So that is what we call reflecting. You reflect back. Okay. Now it shows that the action is carried out on the person who is doing the action. The action. Take note of that. The action. I hope you are taking notes. The action is carried out on the person who is doing the action, meaning that's why I was saying you are the subject and the object at the same time. Now, pronominal verb meaning. Pronominal is an adjective which means having a pronoun. That is what I had explained earlier. Why are these verbs called pronominal verbs? A verb, as for example, the verb laver, which is to wash. Now, before that verb laver, there is a pronoun. Now, making that verb to be a pronominal verb. Please don't confuse. I said these verbs, the only difference between these verbs and the other verbs is that it's just the introduction of a pronoun. Remember, they can fall under first group ending with ER, second group ending with IR, third group, which are irregular verbs. That is very important. So pronominal verbs have special pronoun before them, just like I've said before the verb, that is, which I'm going to write on the board in the due course. So we want to see basically the most important thing I want you to capture here. How is that pronoun changing across the subject pronoun? That is what I really want us to focus on as we move along. So please allow me, kindly allow me to make use of the board. Now, pronominal verbs. I've said they are verbs which are accompanied with what? A pronoun. Now, let's take the verb. Which verb now? Let's take the verb préparer. Please kindly don't mute me, kindly. Now, the verb préparer is to prepare. Now, we have the verb préparer, which is not a pronominal verb. Now we have the verb se préparer. Se préparer. So I'm going to share with you my screen. I mean my board through the, in a second, it is coming. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this verb we had learned, that is a first group verb, right? It is not a pronominal verb. Now, this is a pronominal verb, this is a pronominal verb. Why? It is accompanied with what? A pronoun se. So we say se préparer, not se préparer. Now, préparer is to prepare. This one is to prepare. You can prepare someone, you can prepare something. But the verb se préparer is to prepare oneself. To prepare oneself. I can prepare myself. You can prepare yourself. He or she can prepare himself or herself. We can prepare ourselves. You can prepare yourselves as students. They can prepare themselves. I hope you are getting the difference. But now, remember we say that the action is done, the same person is reflecting back to the same person. Now, when you talk about the verb préparer, remember I said you can prepare yourself, you can prepare yourself, you can also prepare someone. Now, the difference is this. When you are preparing yourself, now that action is reflecting back, therefore we talk about reflexive verb. But when you are doing that action on behalf of someone, there's no pronominal verb there. Therefore, that verb stands as it is. It is not accompanied by what? With a pronoun. That's the difference. So how does this pronoun changes? Remember, this is an ER verb. We are going to conjugate the same way. What I want us to understand is how this pronoun is changing as far as the subject pronouns are concerned. If you have a question, you ask me through the public chat. So let me conjugate the verb se préparer. Se préparer. Je se become me prépare. Tu te prépares. Il, elle remain se prépare. Nous changes to nous, then préparons. Vous remains vous, préparez. Finalement, il, elle, back to se, prépare. Kindly take note. I hope you can see. Je me prépare, tu te prépares, il se prépare or elle se prépare. Someone asks you, où est Sharon? Where is Sharon? Ah, elle se prépare pour aller à l'école. She's preparing herself to go to school. Simple. She's preparing herself. No one is doing it to her. She's doing it herself. Elle se prépare. Ah, qu'est-ce que tu fais? What are you doing? Je me prépare pour le cours de français. I'm preparing myself for French class or French lesson. So, nous nous préparons. We are preparing ourselves. Like now, as you are aware, you're going to do your exams online. So we say, nous nous préparons pour l'examen. We are preparing ourselves for the exam. Vous vous préparez bien. You are preparing yourself well, or yourselves well. Elle se prépare. Il se prépare. Your time. I just now I was talking about the verb se préparer. So I want to draw to your attention how this pronoun is changing. This is what I want you to be concerned of. You see this? Whatever you see, if you eliminate this, the verb préparer remains as it is. So the introduction of a pronoun makes this verb to be called pronominal verb. What we call in French le verbe pronominal. So this is the pronoun that is changing. Remember, what I need to notice how it is changing as per the subject. Je me prépare. I'm preparing myself. You are preparing yourself. He is preparing himself. She's preparing herself. We are preparing ourselves. You are preparing yourself, polite or plural. You are preparing yourselves. Then they are preparing themselves. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, ourselves, yourself or yourselves, plural, or themselves. So that is how that verb is conjugated, or pronominal verbs are conjugated. The most important thing is to remember how that pronoun is changing as far as the conjugation is concerned. Of course, that happens in the first person singular. That is, I mean the present simple tense with the first person singular become me, second person te, third person remains se, first person plural nous, vous, then third person plural se. Now, taking you back to the shared notes, if you have a question, please ask. Make good use of the public chat. Your inputs are highly welcome. So please take note. Esther, can you hear me now? The verb s'excuser falls under that. In fact, I'm going to take you through the example. I have a list of verbs that I'm going to just flip through very fast. You are going to see that verb, Esther. That is very good of you. So the verb s'excuser is a pronominal, because when you say je m'excuse, I excuse myself. Okay? Je m'excuse, I excuse myself. So that is in order. That is very, very much in order. Now, I want to share with you, how do we call it? I want to share with you the notes where we have got the public chat. So all of you, please check. I'm now going to use the shared notes. So please follow what I'm doing. Now, what I've said is this, that it depends where that verb falls. Is it a first group verbs? Remember, first group verbs are verbs ending in ER. Second group verbs are verbs ending in IR. Third group verbs are irregular. Some of them end with RE. Some of them ends with OIR. Some of them ends with the IR, just like the second group verbs. Some of them ends with IRE at the end. Some of them ends with like the verb fair, of course, that is IRE, etc. So allow me to just again conjugate another verb. For example, let's take the verb se réveiller. Se réveiller. Please confirm you can see what I've written. Se réveiller is a pronominal verb. Why? Because it's accompanied with what? With a pronoun, se réveiller. So the verb se réveiller is to wake up. Remember, I said that you can wake yourself up, or someone can wake you up. Akeyo Ochieng. Sorry. I've said the verb se réveiller is to wake up, meaning you're waking up yourself. No one has woken you up, you wake up yourself. So that verb, how do you conjugate it? Anyone to try? Or let me do this, then I will give you another verb so that you try to conjugate. So the verb se réveiller, se réveiller. So we say first person je. I hope you are following. Now, can someone, let me call names here. Alice, can you unmute yourself? Alice Njehu. Alice Njehu. Now, can you read for us what I've shared? Go ahead. The verb I've conjugated. Can you kindly read for us? Alice, can you get me?
Send the notes.
Okay. Sharon? Sharon, unmute yourself. Sharon, are you using the headphones or you are, because can you read what I've shared?
Survey. I don't know how to read. Je me réveille.
I'm listening. Okay, now Odhiambo Peter, I can see you. Can you unmute yourself kindly? Yes, merci. Now, can you try to read all those verbs the way I've conjugated them from the first person to the last person? Kindly, the way you think they should be read.
Servir, jamais revier, tout servir, am I clear?
Yes, I'm getting you. I'm just listening.
Okay.
I'm only listening.
Am I supposed to read the...
You just read like il, what? Il, el.
Okay, okay. Okay. Il ou elle se revient. Nous revions. Vous reviez. Ils, elles se reviennent.
Okay. Good attempt. Thank you. Let me call a name here. Okay. Lillian? Because the rest I'm seeing listening only, so they cannot speak. Lillian, can you unmute yourself? Is Lillian in class? Lillian Udwar. Okay. Maina, Brian? Go ahead.
Se réveiller, je me réveillais, tout à réveiller, il, elle se réveille, nous nous réveillons, vous vous réveillez, il, elle se réveille.
D'accord. Un petit faute. We say, you know the verb, I told you verbs ending. Remember the verb briller. Double L become Y and Y is E. Remember the E at the end is silent. So we say, je me réveille. Je me réveille. Tu te réveilles. Il, elle se réveille. Nous nous réveillons. Sorry, someone misbehaved with my mic. So I said, je me réveille. Tu te réveilles. Il, elle se réveille. Nous nous réveillons. Vous vous réveillez. Il, elle se réveille. Je me réveille à 7 heures. I wake up at 7 a.m. Someone ask you a question. À quelle heure, Murage Mwini, don't disturb my class kindly. À quelle heure tu te réveilles? What time do you wake up? Je me réveille à 6 heures du matin. I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. So meaning giving the program of the day, what time do you wake up? How do you prepare yourself, etc. So that is now where the pronominal verb comes in. Je me réveille. I wake up myself. Take the verb, for example, se laver. Laver is to wash. So se laver is to wash or to bathe oneself. I don't know how to say that in Swahili. kujiosha ama I don't know, whichever it is. So je me lave. So Moti, you want to say something?
Yes, ni kujiosha.
Yes. Huh?
Kujiosha.
Kujiosha. I got it right, huh?
Yes.
Yes, my Kiswahili is proving. Thank you so much for confirming that. Yes. Now, se laver. Je me lave. Je me lave. Tu te laves. Now, I want to share with you because now what happens when the verb begins with a vowel? I want to take you back to the shared note. So please make sure you write. You see what I'm sharing there. So again, I want to share with you notes. But before that, kindly let me just check some concerns here. Public chat. Let me see. Esther, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now, for those who are saying that they cannot hear me, can you check your mic? Because the problem is on your end. Kindly check from your end. So, Moti, in case there is any problem, or Brian, just let me know. Just unmute your mic, then you let me know. That is Moti and Brian. The rest, kindly mute your mic. Thank you. So I think now you've known the problem is on your end. If you can't hear me, if you can't hear me, that is. Now I want to take you back to the shared notes. So please, all of you, go back there. Shared notes. Now, what if we have a verb that begins with a vowel or silent H? What happens? Okay. Now, take the verb, for example, s'énerver, to become nervous or to get nervous. To get nervous. No one has made you to be nervous. Or maybe, for example, maybe something like an interview or what, you get nervous, you get nervous. So how do you, so the verb se, the verb is this, s'énerver. You see that verb? S'énerver. What happens? Now, you see that verb has a vowel. So even the M, the M-E, T-E, S-E, all of them will have to respect that. So when, for example, you say first person, je, all this I've explained very well in the document. I'm going to take you through very fast. So we say je m'énerve. Je m'énerve. Tu te, sorry. Pardon. Tu t'énerves avec S. Il stroke L s'énerve. Nous nous énervons. That. Vous vous énervez. Et finalement, il. J'espère que vous êtes en train de prendre les notes. Vous êtes, il, elle, ce, pardon, apostrophe, puis accent aigu, nerve. So please take note of whatever I've shared. So that is how when a verb beginning the vowel or silent H behaves. So let me conjugate one beginning the vowel. The verb s'habiller. S'habiller is to dress up. Kujivalisha. Esther, confirm if I'm right.
That I'm not
S'habiller.
sure.
No, s'habiller, kujivalisha, yani kuvaa nguo.
Nguo. Kuvaa nguo.
Kujivali-
Nguo.
Ati? Sorry?
Kuvaa nguo.
Okay, you can't say kujivalisha. I'm trying to. Okay,
But
let me ask someone. Okay. Now, kindly let me ask someone from Coast. Udhiambo.
Yes.
How do you say in Swahili to dress up? Yani, you are the one, you are dressing yourself.
Navaa nguo.
Si kujivalisha. You can say
hapana.
najivalisha. You cannot say najivalisha.
Even Swahili has a little bit of grammar.
Anyway, but I think my point is clear. Whatever I wanted to say, yeah. So
Yes.
okay, let me just explain a layman language. S'habiller is like you are navaa nguo. Yani you okay. Now I want someone to help me understand. Now when you are doing it on behalf of someone, like for example, okay, in English we say, I'm dressing. You're dressing up the baby. I think something like that. Sindio? You are doing it on behalf of that person. But if you are doing it yourself, that's the verb now, s'habiller. I hope the point is clear. Anyway, so we say je m'habille. Je apostrophe. Je m'habille. Je m'habille. Tu t'habilles. Il elle s'habille. Je suis désolé, je ne maîtrise pas bien la langue swahili. Hein? J'essaie juste d'expliquer. Nous habillons, pardon. Vous habillez. Et puis finalement, nous parlons de il ou bien elle s'habille. S'habille. That is how you conjugate the verbs. Now, any question? If you have a question, you can ask through the public chat. Make good use of that because participation is sort of very important. By the way, I mark the register through participation. Take note of that. Oh, it is kujivalisha. Wow, very good. Mary Steven, merci beaucoup pour votre réponse. Je crois que j'ai essayé d'expliquer ça. Maintenant, je pense que tout le monde a bien compris ce que je voulais dire. Donc, monsieur a bien expliqué. Kujivalisha, yani unajifanyia, si ndio? Yes, allow me to speak a bit Swahili though. Anyway, kujivalisha, that is what I wanted to say. A lady from Costa answered that. Very good. Merci beaucoup. Que Dieu vous bénisse. D'accord. Alors, now, je m'habille. Now, you see, there are three verbs I've talked about. The verb se réveiller is to wake up, right? The verb se préparer is to prepare oneself. Now, the verb s'habiller. For example, I can say, I wake up at this time. Je me réveille à 7 heures. Je me prépare. I wake up at 7 a.m. I prepare myself. Then I dress up. Those are three verbs. Se réveiller, to wake up, right? Se préparer, to prepare oneself. Then s'habiller is to dress up. So you have been asked a question. S'habiller ni nini? Habiller, leave alone the pronoun. Habiller is to dress, kuvaa. But now s'habiller ni kujivalisha. Amadede, I hope you got me. Kuvaa nguo. That is. Oui, j'attends. Quelqu'un est en train d'écrire. Est-ce à moi que j'attends votre concern? Et comme ça, oui. Bien compris. Amadede, tu as bien compris maintenant, n'est-ce pas? To dress oneself. Oui, exactement, mademoiselle. Merci beaucoup pour ça. J'espère que c'est bien compris. Hein? Well understood. Any question? Parce que maintenant, je vais vous donner un petit devoir. Vous allez essayer. Any question? Silence means everything is fine. Now, I want you to conjugate the following verbs. Still under that, I will write them under the shared notes. Then I will give you 10 minutes, right? I will give you 10 minutes. Brian, 10 minutes enough?
Yes.
Conjuguer le verbe suivant. A. Se laver. Ça, c'est pas A. A. Pardon. A. B. Please try to understand. Don't copy paste. Not good. In fact, I want you to send me this private chat. You know how to send a private chat? All of us. You simply click my name. You simply click the name of Monsieur. Are we together? Then you inbox me. Yes. Merci. So, se laver, s'excuser, we also have say. I'm giving you 20 minutes. Say, pardon, say, s'embrasser. Très bien. Et puis finalement, non, I want to give you 5. Donc, D, c'est D. Se lever. Oui, finalement, E, c'est le verbe s'abonner. S'abonner. Okay, now please kindly conjugate those verbs. There are 5. Conjugate them in the present simple tense. Then thereafter, we will. Okay. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. kindly, team, fellow students. Now, please note that I'm going to mark the register, and personally, I mark the register through participation. I've given you work, and I've seen some of you have gone silent. So kindly don't be surprised when I mark you absent. You must participate in that chat. That's why I've given you enough time. Kindly, I'm following keenly. Merci.
Hello, Mr. Dixon.
Yes.
Kindly stay online because when you go offline, we are unable to type.
No, see, I'm online.
Ulikuwa umetoka, sasa ilikuwa ngumu kutype.
That was a few minutes. I'm sorry for that. That was a few minutes. I hope that's not an excuse.
It is.
It is an excuse to the reason why you've not sent your whatever. At least Njero has been typing in the last 10 minutes. Yes, I can confirm. The first one was 3:53. Now it is 3. That is around maybe how many minutes? 6, going to 9. Yeah, and I've been following what she's doing. So the rest, Monsieur vous attend. Amadede, check the endings. Check the endings of that verb you're conjugating. The endings, kindly. The way we conjugated the first group verbs, what are the endings of first group verbs? Please take note of that. Redemptor, I hope you got me right.
Mwalimu.
I am waiting for now. Okay.
Mr. Dixon.
Miss Lillian, can you are you using Lillian, there's a lot of noise from your end, kindly. Now let me help you. Everyone, can you mute? Now. What you can do is this. I hope you are getting me. What you can do that work somewhere, then you copy and paste. Like you can open a Word document, you conjugate the verb, then copy, then you paste. The rest. Even Mary, I've seen. Lillian, I've not seen your work.
Mwalimu.